Hi, Mike from Mike's Carburetor Parts. I'm working on a Carter one-barrel YF, the later YF, which is actually YFA. And what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to show you how to test your check ball and through your test your discharge actually, and what to do, how to seat your check ball if you need to. First of all, what I did was I installed the accelerator pump assembly, and then I added a little what I'm using here is mineral spirits odorless type that doesn't smell, and it seems to leave less residue than gasoline does when I'm doing this testing stuff, so that's what I'm happen to be using. I suppose you could use gasoline, as not something I would prefer to do. Anyhow, I put enough in here to cover the accelerator pump, and you may have to pump this several times to get the fuel to flow. First of all, let me explain how this works. When you press down on the accelerator pump, it is actually sucking in fuel into the pump, okay, and getting ready to pump out. And but to do that, you gotta make like the cover is on. So I just put my finger over it here to cover it, not press down on the check ball, so to speak. And I press down, and that will bring fuel in. And then when it goes up, it actually pumps the fuel through the main discharge. Now, if you put your finger over here and you push down, you let it go up, you should see the fuel come out of the discharge tube right here, nice good stream. Okay, now here's what you want. You want to take this. Now remember, this has a check ball in it. It's a steel check ball, and it's got a little brass check ball weight on it to hold it down. And the idea is that when you're pushing down on this, on the accelerator pump, and it wants to bring fuel in, the check ball needs to be seated, otherwise it's just going to suck air back into it. Okay, so what I do, I just take something to hold it, just lightly. You don't need to press down on it too much, and I press it down and suck in the fuel, and I let it up. Now see how it held it down? This actually held it down. Now I let up on it and you see the fuel come out. So that one's seated really well, and that's what we need. Everything's working fine. I press down on this to suck in the gas. I hold that down a little bit, let it up. It should not flow gas, or gas should not come out of the check ball area here, and it should not come out of the tube. Okay, and if that's the case, then it's great. And then again, when you just put your finger over it as if the top was on it, and you pump the accelerator pump, fuel should come out of the discharge tube in nice steady stream. Okay, now what if when you do this test and you're holding this down to seat the check ball, it's not seating, or it's leaking through? Okay, so now you're going to have to seat the check ball, and what you have to do here is use a brass strip punch. Okay, I'm leaving the brass check weight in there since it is brass. And what you're going to do is just going to tap it, hit it a couple of times, not too hard. Don't beat the hell out of your carburetor. You don't need to. Just tap it a few times and then do your test again. In fact, when I first started this, it actually leaked. I just tapped it a few times, did another test on it, worked great. So what you're trying to do is just form the little cup down there that the check ball fits in, so that it fits fairly snug. Okay, and that's it. Make sure you start out with the right size check ball. In this particular case, this carburetor only needs one check ball. Sometimes some carburetors will have a check ball down here in the accelerator pump. So and usually you can just look at the holes, at the size of the holes. If you have two different size check balls, it's fairly simple to figure out what where the bigger check ball goes. Okay, it's going to have a bigger seat. So so there you go. Now, if you're in a different carburetor and you're using aluminum check ball, you can't be beating on it. The aluminum is softer than the pot metal. You're going to have to get you a steel check ball, same size, form it if you have to. If it tests okay, forget it. You're done. Okay? And again, don't hit it hard. One thing, if you hit a check ball too hard, it'll seat inside the pot metal here, and you won't be able to get it out. Trust me, I've done it. So just be careful. All right, this is after you've cleaned the carburetor and everything. All right, so that's how you do it on a YF, checking or testing the check ball. Thanks for watching.